Okay, guys, Fngr is in a complete bullish stance right here. Now, I know that it may appear as it's coming down. Of course, it's coming down, but the way that it comes down is a very important thing for us to evaluate. Now, I'm going to go ahead and display to you some psychological formations here that can actually have high probability for retraces. And not only that, it's actually about, I'm thinking actually about 3 formations that are fixed into one structure here. And they all have a high hit rate for price reversals. So, let's go ahead and find out exactly what those formations are and see what's up. But before we get started, welcome back to the team, everybody, to the channel, right? So please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is Arca, coming at you here at 9:55 p.m. Pacific time on October 14th. Spot price action here, post-market, is actually closing at $1.70 valuation here. And if we just take a look at the daily time frame, it shows that we closed at a 173 traditional market close. Now, so what I'm going to show you first, guys, is the targeting that we talked about just yesterday, right? So we were looking at the potentials of moving price just like we kind of drew here, right, on our dotted line. So just to make this a little more apparent, just so you can see, then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get rid of the drawings here, put our price action here in maybe like a line chart, right, just like this, and show you what we kind of determined may happen, right? So this is it right over here. So there is our yellow line, and this is kind of what we're expecting here. Of course, we didn't make it all the way back up towards the targets that we wanted here, but this is highlighting a very important detail that we didn't do this. So I'm actually more bullish than than ever now, because we didn't get to make the upside to the 182, but we absolutely got all the targets that we were speaking of, right, all the way down to specifically this level here. There you are, right there with the price, right? So you just turn this around, make it whatever types of candles you want, and there you go, right? So okay, so now that we did get the majority of the price action pretty much to the T here from the previous analysis, I'm going to go ahead and show you those psychological formations. Okay, so now before I do that, guys, if you join the Arca Bulls trading team on Discord, know that you're probably going to get approached by some Arca or some lookalike or an imposter, right? They're going to start asking you to are you familiar with our trading and our software and all this and that? Guys, I will never reach out to you first. I will never send you a message first. I will never friend request you first either. Know that, okay, guys? My phone number is nowhere lingering in the comments below. Oh, stay away from the scammers, guys. I will just never, ever message you first, contact you, or friend request you, or even ask you to transfer your crypto or anything like that over to me. Okay, guys, nothing like that. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and flip over to the next chart over here and display to you a few of these formations that are going on here. Number one, take a look at this, right? This is your diamond pennant. Now, a diamond pennant, specifically when it's on a downtrend and starts kind of converging like this and creating this shape here, well, that is usually a pretty bullish stance and a reversal signal. Now, when the bear pennant is shown, it's shown at the top of a trend, right, as price action leads towards the upside. So in this case, we are in a bullish one since we are dropping just like this. Now, where in the world is it, Arca? How can you even tell that it's there? So let's go ahead and just kind of highlight this formation first and display to you like kind of the happenings over this, right? Because it's not the easiest thing to kind of draw these formations here, right? But it's not the easiest thing to train your eyes to see them. But when you start to highlight them, then it's like, oh, okay, well, there it is. So let's go ahead and just kind of draw that in now, right, guys? So this would be some of your potentials here. It could start either from this point here, or it could start from this point here. However, right, just observe it, something like this. And we would, kind of bring price down to something along the lines of maybe this here, right? So, and then from here, of course, we're going to just go down to this point here. And then from this point here, we're just going to go right back up to something like this. So that highlights that highlights the formation, right? Your diamond formation is actually located right about this form here. So now take a look at your price action, right? So this is your downtrend here, and then you start to converge, actually expand, right? And then converge. And this is exactly what's happening. Downside, expansion, convergence. Now, the way that you figure your price action on this, the way that you actually get to the upside is by measuring your total top and bottom, and that would be in an angle. So right about this point here to this point here on that type of sideways approach, you can then approach it like this. You're going to need two of these. You're going to need two of these, right? Because we have different traders everywhere. This one would be at the 50%, right, of the regression here. So that would be 50% between this trendline regression, right? So I'm just going to say that it would be somewhere here. Price action for this, I'm not going to give you the hard price right now. I'm just going to give you the psychological expectation, which would be about $1.89. So we're just going to draw that like this here, or actually, yeah, you know what? We'll just draw it like that for now. And the second target would actually be from where we presume to break out from. So I think if all plays well, then sure, we could maybe start breaking out here, which could be around the early pre-market, 4 a.m. Pacific, which would be 7 a.m. Eastern time. So if we do break out of that point there, well, we could just go ahead and make a copy of this line and kind of impose it there. And this also gives you a very confluent resistance with this area here. That would be around the 185. So sure, I think that this is showing the potentials of a reversal formation too. So let's go ahead and just do this now. So this would be the, you know what, we're going to keep the images outside. So we're just going to go ahead and create a group out of this, and we're just going to name this the diamond, right? Okay, now that we have this group, let's just go ahead and kind of hide that. And within the diamond, let's see. Within the diamond, we're just going to go ahead and apply the drawing of the diamond in there. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to look at the falling wedge. Now, guys, this is a triangle family formation, and this usually leads to a very, very nice continuation, and it does have high probabilities too. Okay, so how do we find this one here? I know, again, right, it's you have to use your imagination here and figure it out. Now, for this one, just a quick explanation, right? We get downtrend and convergence, that's bullish. Now, how about we get uptrend and convergence? Well, this one is directional. Okay, so this is literally upside. For either way this is built. So this is great because we are on the downside here, and that those downside ones are actually, both of them play out pretty damn good to the set in the feel of around 70% probabilities. So let's go ahead and get ourselves to draw what may be this formation right here, right, guys? Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now and see if we can't get ourselves to be that clever to figure out exactly how this regression is feeling. All right, so I'm going to leave this here, right, just so that you guys can see it. And I'm thinking that we may be able to get the start of the trend maybe around here. So if that is true, then we'll be able to see this or observe this in maybe this fashion here against this right over here. Now, I will say that I would like for the two touches to be part of this strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this contact and this contact here at least together as much as I can, right? So that we can determine what the confirmation would be. I think honestly that would be just about it right there. The reason why I'm saying that I need 1 and 2, even though this one's already there, is because in order for you to determine and to confirm one of the confirmation factors of being in a formation like this is within how many touches you have the support. Now, you do have you do have one more factor in this, and that would be your traditional volume. I'm not sure why it's not here right now, so let's just go ahead and add that, right, and just give you guys that hint as well so that we can get some nice learning here, right? Just your typical learning. So, okay, now the factors here of volume would be simply that we are diminishing in volume, right, guys? We need volume decreasing as we are within the formation. And as you can see here, we absolutely are. Let me get myself out of the way here. And so I can show you here what that trend line regression is doing. This right over here, you can see that the volume here is also decreasing. This is a key signal to determine the psychological presence of that formation there. Okay, guys, these are all things that I share with my master students. Make sure to check in the description below where you're going to see the $100 9-week mentorship. You can go ahead and join it, guys. Before the seats run out, you just come in. It doesn't matter to me. You can join or not join. It's all good. Okay, guys. So that is presently what I'm observing here. Now, how do we measure this? Because this is getting to a pretty nice area for consideration. You know what? Even here, if we decided to be within that hourly time frame that we initially chose, you can actually see that this line would end up around here too. So, that's how people draw these things with the extension lines like this, right? So you can do something like this right here, and then you have this thing reach all the way up to this potential top side, right? And this is how you're getting some of these connectors, right? So the reason why I'm not doing it like this here, guys, is probably it's primarily because I do like this to have complete symmetry and complete connection with the entire zone. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of leave it like this here, right, where we were determining this would be a greater probability, and leave this just like this so that I can kind of show you how this is being drawn, right? So there you go. The more obvious the formation, the better. So let's go ahead and now figure out the targets for this, right? Because you're going to be able to get 3 targets. Now, the probabilities of breaking out of this, 65 to 75% to the apex gives you the best probability. So we are presently right around 75% now, right? So this could start breaking out as soon as the euro open or it's pre-market trading. So let's just say that it would break out from this point here, which would be around, supposedly it would be around 2 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not sure what time we're going to open here, the pre-market on this asset, but it's all good. We'll go ahead and figure out that later. That would be your first price objective. Second one would be the center of the triangle, which would arguably be, remember, it's to this point here. So I would say that between this area and this area, we can, you know what? Why don't we just do this? Let's keep it steady. Let's just draw it. All right. This will give us to the apex of the triangle. This will give us the 50%, right? Okay. So the 50% of the triangle is actually right about here. So that's very curious that it wouldn't be, you know what? I think I'm going to use my, unless this is actually fooling us a little bit, right? Why don't we do this? Let's just go ahead and bring it down to this level here, just the way we had it at first, and this line here, just the way we had it at first, and observe what that 50% is, right? So, yeah, you know what? I think that the lines like that were a little bit deceiving. So let's absolutely use this area here as that 50% break, right? So let's just go ahead and put this from here to here, and that gives us the target for the 50%. And the last one would be the very back of the triangle, right? Just to the very area to where you presume to kind of be, right? This is just about there. Now, what we do is, impose this to the area that we're thinking we're going to break out from. So this is your target 1. This is your target number 2 here. And, we just kind of move them back a little bit so we don't get in the way of price action should it come in, around that time. So let's just go ahead and impose this one there too and give us the third probability target. And these would be the targets that we're expecting to the upside. So let's just go ahead and kind of mark them off here and show us, just to show us what we're looking for. So 176, we're looking at a 179 and looking at a 188. As you can remember in the prior thesis, we have some targets that are already kind of rhyming with that. Check it out. Right? We have the 188 here. We have the 189 right there. And we also have this area here, which would be the 185, which marks off a pretty good 50% range between 179 and 189, right? So I expect price action to start bursting into these targets as soon as maybe even tomorrow. So let's go ahead and now take a look at our thesis and take a look at this. So we already have some of those targets in line, primary targets. Let's go ahead and look at them, right? We have a 176 target on the first formation, right? We're coming back here. We have a 176 target top. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We have a 179, 185, 189. So 79, 85, 89. We have a 75. We have a 187 here, right? And I think the 75, or let's see, what was it again? Let's go right back into this. 79 is one that we have, right? 78 and 80, 50% of that, 79 right there. Guys, I am sticking to our thesis here. I do believe that we have some continuation to the upside, and we may actually do one of these little tiny tricks here, okay? You have a buy formation going on, okay? I hope that you guys are still here. If you are still in the video, make sure to hit those ATWs for all the way in the chat below, and be proud that we are studying here the charts, the psychological perspective of this, right? So let's go ahead and the diamond pennant, let's go ahead and hide that, right? So what we're going to do here is just determine, like, you know what, we're going to get rid of we got to get rid of the other one, which is the triangle, right? We're going to do this here. So we're going to also add the image of the triangle there, and we're just, of course, we don't want to lose this, right? Because this is our progress. So we're going to do the triangle there, and we're just going to go ahead and get rid of it like this, right? And start displaying what could happen within this formation in light of the triangle, okay? So let's get rid of this for now. The diamond, show the triangle, and notice here that we're saying that we could be breaking out from this target here. Okay, so if that's the case, that means that we might face a little bit of resistance upside here, right? We touch that resistance, come back into this area here, and then break out from that point that we're talking about, right around here. So if it is that we're breaking out like that, this is going to give you a false breakdown on the diamond pennant. So if there is an area to observe support, it might be down here, right? So there could be a loading zone. I don't know if this is going to happen at intraday, right? But it might happen during the pre-market. So 165 to around, I'd say, just in a very discretionary fashion, 163 could be an area to reload risk, right? So we're just going to go ahead and leave it right at this point like this, and make sure to remember that this could be an area that we could use for potential risk on conditions, right? So that would be just about like that. We can expect a drop into this section here, which we're going to draw just about green. The video is almost over, guys. Just hang on just a sec. Right there you go. Loading conditions could be right about there. Liquidity bottoms could be located at 161. And from here, guys, this could break out. Now, getting rid of the triangle and showing the diamond pennant, that's going to make it feel like you're false breaking down and like it failed. But in reality, it may not actually do that. So from this point here, guys, we may be able to get a shot for that upside. Okay, guys, so please be very careful as this as this certainly can introduce some confusion in the play. Okay, so be very, very careful the way that you play this, and everything will be just fine. 165 to 163. Let's go back in our chart and just go ahead and display that. 165 to 164 is already in line for us. All right, guys, from the entries. So, and I think that we may have even kind of reached that to, no, we reached around 166 today. And yeah, we reached as high as the 178, like we said. Perfect. All right, so I think this is a pretty good place to leave off, guys. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Make sure to get yourselves enrolled using the links in the description below, and send me an email when done. Okay, guys, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will talk to you very, very scary Larry soon. All right, guys. Adios, and yeah, adios. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as it cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh yeah.